Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
Rockin' 101, the Rock Station. 802, the Johnny Rock Shoe. Normally, we play the Miami Vice theme here for Miami Mike. But Miami Mike, I thought we'd play some Hurt So Good because we're going to be hurting on Mellencamp. You've got some Mellencamp stories. Well, welcome to the Johnny Rock Show. Yes, welcome back, Jack. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
Hey, well, it's snowing here. Is it snowing in South Beach? I think not.
Only on the inside.
Oh, okay. That was good. Jeez, I don't know what that means, but that's good. Hey, we have his daughter, Teddy Mellencamp, from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills at 8:30. John Cougar Mellencamp. Don't call him Cougar. You are great. One of the greatest concert promoters, maybe the greatest concert promoter in the country. But
thank you.
Well,
sure.
But before you found this career, you were a record promoter for Mercury Records, right?
It's true. I was a plugger.
Did come again? That's the chucker you did. Okay, yeah, you would get records played on the radio. In fact, that's how you and I first met. But on Mercury Records, you have Kiss, Bon Jovi, Scorpions, and John Mellencamp. And you got to work side by side with Mellencamp for a long time. It's true. You've always said it's good, bad, and ugly. So before his daughter gets on the air, give us a few stories about back in the day with JC.
I don't want to, be negative or anything, but he's not the nicest guy in the world. I'll be honest. I remember the first time I met him, I took another programmer, I'm sorry to say it wasn't you, to Chicago because David Letterman was doing a show from Chicago and John Mellencamp was the musical guest. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be great, man. So we go backstage after the show and he shakes my hand. He says, "Nice to meet you. Just so you know, I have two moods, okay and pissed off."
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And I said, well, I hope to always see you in the okay time.
Yes, nice to meet
you.
But
the craziest story was, and you remember this album, I think it was, what was the album? It had Get a Leg Up on it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name of the album.
I think it has our guest's mom on the cover. It was a painting by Mellencamp of his then wife. But, I remember the album. It was red. And, go ahead.
Yeah, and she was actually in the video, too. Not Teddy Joe, but his wife.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, it's Teddy Joe, okay? It's not Teddy now that she's a Beverly Hills housewife. It's Teddy Joe.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. But whatever. I digress. So we decided, or it was decided in the Mellencamp camp, that he was going to go out and do a radio promo tour, something he hadn't done since he was Johnny Cougar, probably.
Right.
And we were going to set up these events. Every top 40 station, every rock station in town got a piece of Mellencamp, so he would do 3 or 4 sort of events a day. And it was fun. He was playing acoustically. He was going to radio stations. We were doing stuff with winners at restaurants, and it was great. Or at least it sounded great. I was actually in Seattle at the time, and it was the last, city of the tour. And his manager called me and said, "Hey, man, I got to tell you, he's really tired. He's getting a little edgy. He's getting a little cranky. You sure you really want him to come to Seattle?" And I was like, "Look, we have to. I've set everything up. We've got everything ready to go. We kind of got to do it." And he was like, "All right, man. He's just getting a little cranky." I'm like, "Oh, well, we got to do it. You told me to do it. I set it up. Let's do it." So we had one event on an afternoon, and the next day we were going to do 3 other events. So the first event was with the top 40 station in Seattle. It was at a restaurant, and I thought it went great. We had a nice stage for him. We were serving food and drinks, and he was taking Q&A live on the air from this restaurant. It was a wonderful time, at least I thought it was. But as soon as I got into the van, he was angry.
Uh-oh.
And he said to me, "How dare do these people continue to eat and drink while I'm performing?" And I was like, "What?" He was like, I guess what was supposed to happen was as soon as he started playing, everybody was supposed to stop eating, and he just railed me. And I'll give a censored quote, if you don't mind. He said to me, he didn't like me. I'll say that. He didn't. He was not pleased. He said to me, "Who the blank do you think I am? Richie Sambora at some blank waving, beer drinking, teenage blanking rock show? I'm John Mellencamp."
Oh, poor Richie.
I was like, I know. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Richie can't get a break. Oh, okay. Well,
I know. I felt bad, but so I sort of raised my hand to say something, and I was sitting next to Kenny Aronoff, the drummer.
Yeah,
great drummer. And he slapped my hand down, and he just looked at me. He was like, "Don't do it. Don't do it." So when we get out of the van, he was like, "Bro, I just saved you a long walk because I'm telling you, he would have kicked you out of the van on the highway. I've seen it happen before."
Oh no!
Yeah, I was like, "Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that." Anyway, so then we cut to the next morning. We're doing this morning show, not unlike the Johnny Rock show.
Yeah.
You know, we had to be there at 7 a.m. It was at. Can I say the call letter? Is that okay?
Yeah, please.
It was 96.5 KXRX in Seattle.
Well, wait a minute.
Really good, really great station.
So I'm assuming the failed luncheon must have been at the KISW, the other rock station.
No, it was actually at the Top 40 station the day before.
Well, of course they screwed it up. It was a Top 40 promotion. Okay, go ahead.
Exactly. And so KISW was later that day, the next day. So we go to KXRX, and we actually met at the station. And we met in the not in the lobby, but in the garage, you know, all secret and stuff. And John did not look good. His eyes were bloodshot. He was unshaven. He looked 90 years old. He just looked really bad. And he looked at me like I was the devil. He didn't want anything to do with me whatsoever. And I'm like, oh man, I really used to like John Mellencamp. This guy hates me. This is terrible. Anyway, so we get up, going, okay, we had some listeners and breakfast and live on air, and he starts playing. And in the middle of he's doing Small Town. And in the middle of Small Town, he stops. He was like, wait a minute. He was like, I just blacked out. You got to go to commercial. So he blacks out on the air at 96.5.
Oh no.
We go to commercial, and he goes into the conference room, and I'll give him this. He signed every poster that he had to sign, and we took him to the hospital, and turns out he had his first heart attack on the air in Seattle that morning.
No. Oh my God. With you right there.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm not going to tell you how I felt about it, but karma's a bitch, man.
Oh my God.
So so he had a heart attack on the air. So obviously we had to cancel the rock station. So KXRX is on the air saying, "Thanks, John, we love you." And KISW is, got nothing because he was in the hospital having a stent put in or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Wow. What unbelievable experience, man.
I don't think it could have gone. It couldn't have gone worse. I mean, my God.
No, I mean, it really couldn't have. And as soon as he's out, by the way, still smokes 2 packs of Marlboros a day to this day.
Well. We got to move on, or we're not going to have. I'm going to have to bump his daughter because Miami Mike went long. But I know he smokes. No, that's fine. I had to hear that. But I'll give you mine because it's smoking. I was working at Power Radio, filling in for a Wall Dildo in the middays, and it was the same tour. He was doing radio again, and lo and behold, there's John Cougar Mellencamp in my studio. And we're going to go on the air. I think I'm playing, Small Town. And about a minute left on the record, he pulls out a Marlboro Red short, lights it up. And I go, "Oh, John, I'm sorry. Listen, just last week, the state passed a law. You can't smoke inside at bars, restaurants. And the general manager here is very serious about it. There's no smoking in the building anymore."
Oh my God! I know what's coming, but go on.
And he looks at me with his bloodshot eyes and says, "This is like 11 a.m. in the morning." He says, "Oh, okay. Well, this is going to go one of two ways, John. I'm going to put out the cigarette and leave, or I'm going to keep smoking the cigarette and we'll do the interview." And he just stared at me, and I said, Well, keep smoking. Here we go. Hey, Power Radio in the studio. It's Johnny Cougar. Well, I won't be repeating this to his daughter. I'm not going to get, I'm not a gotcha morning guy. We're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But I had to get you on the air, Miami Mike, to talk about your experiences with John Mellencamp. In fact, let's reenact the heart attack. So here we are in Seattle,
Okay.
in Seattle at the rock station. And hey, John Mellencamp is here. We love you, Cougar.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, no. No, I can only, what does Triumph say? I love, so I kid, or I kid, so I love. Hey, he made it okay.
I'll never forget I just blacked out. I'll never forget it.
Oh, he blacked
All
out.
right, well, I wish Teddy Joe the best, and don't call her Teddy Joe because she'll probably get mad at that.
Yeah, I'm just happy that things worked out for her. Real Housewife of Beverly Hills.
Listen to the song. Hang on, man. Listen to that song. Small town. I was born in a small town.
Yes,
and my daughter's Teddy Joe, but
yes.
No, not really. She's Beverly Housewife.
I mentioned that on Facebook. He was born in a small town. She, I'm assuming, was not. But hey, Miami Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
Miami Mike, it's always a treat. I gotta make way for her. I'll say hi for you. You be safe out there, and hey, have a great holiday if we don't talk. All right.
Happy holidays, Johnny. You're the best, man.
Oh, you are. Oh, there he goes. Miami Mike, the only guy that can give John Mellencamp a heart attack. Yes.
The Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101. The